Hey everyone, this is Cindy with Monarch Mom DIY. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Today I have 4 Farmhouse Christmas decor DIYs for you. This first one is using 3 of these gold plastic trays, 3 jars from Dollar Tree, some florals from Walmart, jute twine, some black spray paint, white Waverly chalk paint, and some buffalo plaid scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. First thing I'm doing is giving each of my 3 jars a good 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the color white. Next, I took a 12 by 12 sheet of this scrapbook paper and cut it into 3 strips about 4 inches tall. I did need another couple of inches to make it all the way around my jar. I'm just using some matte finish Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree to adhere this to my jars. Next, I'm taking my jute cord and I'm going to hot glue it to the top part of each jar where the lid would screw on. Next, I'm going to wrap my jute cord around my hands a few times and tie it in the middle to make a simple bow for each jar. I decided I wanted a little extra something on that bow, so I'm just hot gluing a small black button to the center of each bow. Here you can see the jars with the florals from Walmart, and you can also see that I spray painted those gold trays with matte finish black spray paint, and here's my centerpiece. Our next project is using 2 of these box signs, the same scrapbook paper, some Waverly chalk paint and Mod Podge, and these wood stars from Walmart. If you were lucky enough to find some at Dollar Tree, that's great. I was not able to, so I found these at Walmart. They come 6 in a package for just a couple of dollars. I'm going to take 2 stars and give them a coat of Waverly chalk paint in the color white. Here I'm measuring the inside width and height of the boxes, and I'm going to cut my 2 pieces of scrapbook paper so that they will fit perfectly inside the wood frame. And once I remove the pieces from the middle, I will take some Mod Podge and adhere the scrapbook paper to the inside of each box. Next, I'm going to take 2 of the tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree and hot glue them together. I'm going to do this for each box. Next, with my Elmer's paint pen, I'm going to write "All is calm" and then "All is bright" on my 2 stars. And once that is dry, I'm going to hot glue my double Jenga blocks to the back of each star and then hot glue the star to the middle of the box frame. I love making signs like this. I did make a set for fall with some pumpkins. I will link that video in the description box below. But here is how my set of 2 star signs turned out. These can sit on a shelf or hang on the wall with the hanger on the back. For my next project, I'm using a variety of plaid and buffalo gingham papers, some paint sticks, Waverly chalk paint, and a tree that I found at the thrift store. I looked and looked for the Dollar Tree Christmas trees and could not find them at any of my Dollar Trees. So I decided to use this tree that I found at a thrift store. After removing the vinyl lettering and the jute string off the back, I'm going to first paint this with not white, but black chalk paint. And I don't show it in this video, but I am going to also paint the back of this tree with the black chalk paint so that the back also looks finished. While that's drying, I'm going to take 8 of my Jenga blocks from Dollar Tree and glue them together in 2 sets of 4. Next, I'm taking my 2 paint sticks. These come 10 for $1 from Lowe's, and I'm hot gluing them together as well. Then I'm going to take my black chalk paint and paint the 2 paint sticks and also my sets of Jenga blocks. So what I did for the paper is I chose 5 different plaids, and measuring the height of each section, which was about 2¼ inches, I cut strips, and I'm going to Mod Podge them onto each section of the Christmas tree. Once those first 3 papers are dry, I'm taking my utility knife from Dollar Tree, and on a self-healing mat, I'm going to cut away the excess from the back. And then I'm going to Mod Podge my other 2 papers and follow the same steps to remove the extra. And to make sure my paper stays on, I'm going to do one more coat of matte finish Mod Podge over the entire front of my tree. Back to my paint sticks and Jenga blocks. I'm going to put some of my Gorilla Wood glue at the base of my paint sticks on both sides, and I'm going to glue this in between my 2 sets of Jenga blocks. Once that's dry, I'm going to hot glue it to the back of my tree so that my tree can stand up. I wanted to add some of this jute cord to the trunk of my tree. I have wrapped things before where I do it very uniformly. This I wanted to start and just kind of do it a little haphazardly, but yet still cover the entire trunk. And here's how the tree turned out. I decided I wanted to add one more thing to the top, so I took another of my wood stars from Walmart and gave it a little coat of white Waverly chalk paint, and this will go on the top of my tree. And here's the final look for my Christmas tree. I absolutely love that I took this tree from the thrift store and was able to make this out of it with a few items from Dollar Tree. My last project for this video is kind of a redo of something I made for the fall. This was a circular wooden cutting board that I made this in the fall, and I decided to decorate the back for Christmas. I'm using this same Waverly chalk paint in the color moss and giving the back side of my cutting board a couple good coats of this beautiful green color. And this is another window cling I found at our local dollar store that I knew with that same wreath shape I wanted to put this on the back side. I was really hoping I could figure out how to fit the words Season's Greetings on there, but in the end I just decided to go with the wreath and the cardinal. So giving the cutting board a good coat of matte finish Mod Podge from Dollar Tree, I'm going to glue down this window cling to the cutting board. So here I am attaching the window cling, and I'm going to try and get out any air bubbles and also any excess Mod Podge and let this dry completely. So even though this wreath window cling is the same size as the other one, I don't have that edge around this side. So I'm going to cover up my image with a plate and use some of this snow spray from Dollar General. This stuff comes out very forcefully, but I just am experimenting here and spraying around the edges. I didn't like how stark the line was, so I also tried to spray some in the middle. Then I ended up wiping most of it off with a paper towel. And then here I'm taking this paintbrush to just kind of soften it up and blend it in a little bit with where the window cling ends. I am going to have to spray this with a clear acrylic just so it doesn't rub off, but here's how it turned out. So those are my Farmhouse Christmas decor DIYs for today. I would love to hear your comments. As always, I love to read them and respond to any questions that you might have. Thanks again so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. So long.